Hi guys, Abraham here. Today we'll learn about Boolean expressions. Python has built-in data type called Boolean that allows only two possible values, true or false. And these are keywords that can be treated as numeric values, where false represents 0 and true represent 1. So we can add them and we will get 2 because 1 plus 1 is 2. And false, for example, minus true will get us minus 1 because this is 0, minus 1 is minus 1. So Boolean operations. So there are three main Boolean operations: not, and or. Not takes one argument and returns the opposite, so it will flip. So not false will return true, and not true will return false. And it takes two arguments. It always evaluates to false unless both inputs are true. So if both inputs are true, then the expression will evaluate as true. So whenever you see false followed by and another argument, so here another argument could be true or false, you can instantly say that the expression will evaluate to false, because false and true will evaluate to false, false and false will evaluate to false, true and false will evaluate to false. So whenever you see false and add, you can automatically say that the expression will evaluate to false. Or always return true unless both inputs are false. So whenever you see true with or, can instantly say that the expression will evaluate to true. So the only way that the expression with or returns a false if both arguments are false. So this is the main operations. There's also comparison operators. So let's begin with equality and inequality. So equality checks if numeric or two things are the same. So for example, 5 is 5 equal to 5, this will return true. This will say is k the same as k, this will return true. If is 76 equal to 5, this will return false. So this checks equality. To check inequality, use the exclamation mark, then the assignment operator. So this will check inequality. So if we do 7 doesn't equal 7, this will return false. But if we do, for example, 1 doesn't equal false, then this will return true, because 1 doesn't equal 0, which is false. So these are equality and inequality. You can also check the order. So I mean less than, greater than, less or equal, and greater or equal. So for example, 75 is less than 100. This is true. If we do something like 85 is greater than 100 or equal, so this will return false because it's not. You can do it with strings also. So for example, high is less than h, which is false. But if you do, for example, high is less than or equal to kh, and this will return true. So let's do it again. High is less than AA false. So it checks, as you can see, that strings comparison will return it or convert it to its Unicode values and then compare this value, then prints which one is greater. Is operator checks the identity, which means A is B, means A and B refer to the same object. The opposite of this operator is not. So for example, if we do something like this, then do G equals F, and if we do F is G, F is G, then we'll get true because this is just a reference to F. If we do F is not this list, then it will print 2 because this object has different ID than this object, and we can check this by the ID method. So this is the ID of F and this is the ID of this list, so they are different. The in operator checks for membership. It checks if A is a subset of the sequence B and return true if so and false if not. Its opposite is not in, used to confirm that an element is not contained within an object. So for example, we can confirm that K in Kha, and we will get true because K is a character from the input string. So the opposite is not in. So not in will confirm that the object is not in. So we can see that the output is false, which means that 5 is in the inputs. Chaining comparison operators. You can chain comparison operators like 5 is less than 8 is less than 10, and this will output true. This is logically equivalent to saying 5 is less than 8 and 8 is less than 10. So just kind of shorthand for doing this expression. So can also use other things. So for example, 1 equals 1, which is less than 2, which will return true. So operation precedence. So the parentheses has the higher precedence than not, than and, than or. Evaluating values and variables. To evaluate values or variables, use the bool function, or which evaluates any value and returns true or false. Most values are true except for empty sequences and none and 0. All and any. All return true if all elements in an iterable are true. So for example, let's have this, which is true. We can do another one. This will output false because 0 is false. Any will return true if any element in an iterable is true. So let's have 0, 0, 0.5 true. So that's it. Thank you for watching.